Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a very special guest, my best friend Kayla. Hey. Alright, so today we're gonna be doing a girl talk segment. Alright, so it's not really a best friend tag or anything like that. We're gonna be drawing some topics from out of this bag, which is going to be our whole girl talk thing, okay? Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Alright. Friendship. The friend word is to be taken very seriously, and it's not something to play around with me because I love each and every single one of my friends, and I feel like it's kind of my duty to make sure that they feel loved by me because I want the same thing back. In high school, I remember feeling like alone in a way. Granted, I was really cool with everybody until I actually did meet at the time one of my best friends, and you know, we were able to share that connection and stuff, and I had a close friendship in high school. But really, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have experienced any close like best friend relationship at that time. I never found people that I really like shared things in common with. I'm gonna get to that in a different segment because it's gonna relate to another one.
Like my best friend said, friendship is to not be taken lightly at all, because for me, I am a really good friend. So I guess throughout my life, I'm very friendly, so people will mistaken like my niceness for that we're friends, and that's not right. You know, I've been best friends or really good friends with a couple of people, and through those experiences, you know, it's been different just because I'm different as a person. Because I carry myself in a certain way, people would mistaken that with I think I'm all that, or I think I'm better than them, when really, you know, this is just who I am. It's just hard for me to like relate with people because there's always a line of, you know, basically back to the trust thing. Like, how can you trust someone if there's always someone, you know, saying you think you're better than them, you think you're this? And for me, that's not friendship. And so I'm just gonna end it with,
because it's kind of putting each other. You're putting me against you,
right? And there's no competition, because like with friendships, I feel like, you know, you should be able to talk with one another. You should be able to keep it real. You should be able to share your flaws. Like, nobody's perfect,
right?
So I will say that being best friends with my best friend, I can appreciate the goodness, because even though, you know, there's things that happen because it's life, we accept each other for that. We don't judge each other. So I feel like if you want a good friend, you better get on your knees and pray and ask God for the friend, and then you got to be able to reciprocate the same thing. And so I'm just gonna leave it simple as that. Don't take it lightly, and reciprocate the same energy that you want. Simple.
Betrayal. Ooh,
we got betrayal.
That's a good one.
So the word betrayal means the action of betraying one's country, a group, or person. Disloyalty. That's the word I need. Disloyalty.
My first run-in with betrayal was when I was in high school. I had a friend in high school try to talk to my boyfriend at the time through a fake page. And so this person had the whole school convinced that it was this person, a whole fake page, right? And come to find out, it was just her. And but sent him messages like, oh, she wanted him and this and that, and he showed me. But that would probably be like my most like top betrayal moments, because how in the hell you gonna sit up here and be my friend
that's what I'm saying,
and try to talk to my man?
Girl, my betrayal relates to the same situation. I didn't have a fake page made. However, I've had, you know, people who I thought was my friend to do things behind my back that, you know, is disloyal. And, you know, if you wouldn't do that in front of me, and especially if I confide in you and told you things about my relationship, and you go behind my back to do, you know, whatever you felt was comfortable and satisfying for you, that's betrayal.
Yeah.
I just don't deal with people who betray me. You got one time and that's it. I'm the type of person, if I tell you something, don't let me find out one of your friends know it.
I'm looking in the bag. It's receipts up in here. Depression. I really like this topic. Not that it's a topic to like, but I think that it's a topic to talk about. It's stuff that happens in our lives that make us depressed. One story that I have in particular about being depressed is back in 2016. I was very depressed because, like I said, because I never did have like a close set of female friends, like where it was a group. At the time, it was just me and the one friend that I had. And so we had ended up falling out. And so after that, because I was used to having somebody to, you know what I'm saying, call and this and that. And don't get me wrong, my best friend Laquana, he always came through. But it's stuff that you can't talk about to a man that you can talk about to a woman. It's frustrating because it's like you really need that sense of like a sisterhood.
Right.
And I didn't have that. So every night I was praying to God, like, can you please put friends into my life? Well, actually, let me tell y'all how this stuff went. I asked God, please remove anybody out of my life that is not fit for me. Oh my God, like the next week, literally, like I wasn't talking about them. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, like I said it. It's not like a problem or whatever. It's just like we kind of just grew apart. I was always just praying, like, God, please send a group of women into my life. They're not jealous hearted. They're motivating. Like, we can all get inspired by each other. I realized that I had to be really precise at what I wanted. And I didn't want people that was just like in and out of my life. And I made that clear to him too. And it's like I got everything that I was asking for, but it's like he was doing it on his time. Granted, I had my family, my cousins and stuff like that. But when it came down to just actually having female friends, I just didn't have it. And I was so depressed. And I remember crying to my mom and saying, like, you know, I'm never going to have any female friends, like friends that are like me, where we share this same common, you know, things in common. It's not going to happen. It really ate me up because I watched my mom, and her best friend is gone now, rest in peace to her, but she was such a good friend. So I really had a great example of what friendships are supposed to look like. And so it was really bothering me because I was like, I want that and I'm not getting it, and I'm praying for it literally every night. It's still not coming to me. Me and Kayla had already knew each other too. I want to make that known. Like, we already, yeah, because my cousin, which is my mom's best friend that I was just telling you about, her daughter, me and her daughter was always close. And so I remember one day when I first saw Kayla, she was coming in with my cousin Brandon. So I'm like, who is this girl with her name matching? do you remember? We always met. And so that's how we became acquainted, but we were never close. It was so weird because my mom had said, Ariana, don't like sweat it. I feel like you're gonna become friends with people who are close to you. Well, 2 years after all of that, I started not worrying about it. I'm like, I ain't never gonna find nobody. I ain't gonna have no bridesmaids. My kids ain't gonna have nobody to play with. You know, so, and that's just what I kind of like was stuck with. I felt ashamed because you see certain posts and it's like, oh, if y'all don't have any friends, then it's your fault and this and that. And I just completely disagree because it's not your fault, because everybody is not meant to be friends with you. Kayla became like an acquaintance to a friend, and I think that's really different too. And then she became a friend to a close friend. As we started communicating more and building that trust and, you know, like sharing stories and similarities and everything that we had, this became really genuine. And it was everything that I had prayed for, not only with her, but also we have another friend named Maya. Maya, she's another person that is such a blessing to me because all of them just really came at the right time for me. But I'm extremely grateful to have my best friends, which is her and Maya, because truthfully, like I said, it's been a long time coming. Having friends is such a bonus to your life.
I really can agree with all that you said, but I'm going to try to put it in my own words. So with me, like I said, I'm such a very friendly person that I've been friends with a lot of people. And so, there's been times where, you can be around a group of people, but it's not a vibe.
Right.
Because, sometimes you can be in situations where you enjoy people, but you don't know why. There's no purpose. And so with me, I feel like now that I'm older, I've outgrown a lot of relationships. And that could be because maybe, what I see is no longer what they see, or we just don't, relate in certain things. Back to Ariana, what she was saying when we was younger, I kind of figured, like, I always thought she was pretty. I always thought, her mom kept her up. Like, I've been felt those ways about Ariana. I was like, because Brandon is also my cousin. So I used to be like, OMG, we should go hang out with her. Because, like, I just love people. I've always been a people's person. And so the fact that, we weren't as close is crazy that we're close. It's so crazy because I've always was like, man, that girl is pretty. She just seems so real. Her mom don't play. Like I said earlier, I'm friends with a lot of people. I'm friendly, but I'm not friends with a lot of people because I'm a family person. Right. So for me, because you was already in the family, it was easier for me to relate to you.
Yeah.
And so I think that's another reason why I feel like this relationship is genuine because it wasn't forced. And so like when you're in relationships with friends, with sisters, with boyfriends, sometimes, you can be there, but it's like steady. And so when it's steady, it's not growing. When I was in high school, I don't know if I was depressed, but I was more so learning the new me, who I was. And I was not going to accept bullshit.
Right.
I was not going to do what people wanted me to do. And if they didn't like it, my feelings started to get hurt because it was like, dang, like, we friends. And so, some things hurted me. And so I did get on my knees because I'm very spiritual. And I was like, God, please remove me out of situations that I'm uncomfortable. That I'm settling in.
Yes.
Because sometimes we do settle because even in relationship with guys, it's like we so attached to something, we're afraid of new things. So for me, I was like, God, remove the people out of my life who's not benefiting. Remove the people who's secretly hating on me. Remove the people who's not being honest with me, because I'm very specific, and because I'm a great person, I want to be around people who's going to do the same for me and be happy for me. And so I will say I feel like I've been pretty much to myself probably since like high school.
Yeah,
that's how I feel in high school, because first of all, I split up schools with the friends that I knew. I went to Spencer, they went to Shaw, and then I had eventually, I eventually went to Shaw. Yeah. And I really met some great people at Spencer. I really did.
Yeah.
But I think I belonged at Shaw. I definitely prayed. Because like I said, I always wanted someone who was like me. I really never could relate to some of the friendships that I've had in the past, because I felt like I wasn't able to talk to them the way that I'm able to talk to you. And I don't know, it's just different. And me, I go off vibes. So if I feel like the energy isn't right, I'm just like, whatever. So I'm just going to go with high school. I decided I was no longer taking bullshit. And so I got on my knees. I prayed. God removed the people out of my life who didn't belong there. And
you'll do it quick, too.
Yes, and even with history, no matter how much history you can have with a person, that don't mean nothing. It really don't mean anything. You really have to, like, you really just can't settle, period. Because people always say, y'all been knowing each other, like, even boyfriend, y'all been with each other for such and such years, work it out. No, you don't. You don't work it out. What you do, you establish them standards. If you can't complete them standards, then you gotta go, period. And that's just how I feel. So I'm no longer, like I said, taking bullshit, period. Because I'm trying to change. You can change with me. And then one thing, too, with depression, if you can't respect what I'm telling you, if I tell you that, my feelings are hurt and you're doing things to continue to hurt my feelings, and, we're just not friends. I used to pray, like, I just want people who are like me, and I realized maybe I'm not a good friend. So I was like, God, I want people, who I don't
think that was the case, though.
You don't think so? The only reason why I would say if it was my fault would be because I'm the type of person I shut down. I ain't gonna tell them my sign. I'm the type of person where I don't really like to blow up, because if I blow up, it's not pretty. Like, because I'm so nice, it's like I'm elevated and I'm going straight to it, like no questions asked. So I try to continue to be humble. So I think I shut down a lot, and that could play a role on me, because it's like I'm not being, well, I'm very vocal, but when I care about people, I try to put it in a way like, you know, I love you, you did this, but, you know, just trying to talk it out, sugarcoat it basically, because I try to protect my relationships with people. Like, I keep it real, but the thing is, I try to put it at a level where, you know, we understand each other and we stay on the same page. And I think that could have been a huge role on my part.
Right.
And so I'm like, maybe it was me. So that's why I always say, you know, sometimes, you know, was I the problem? So, you know, over the years I established that with people, you know, I'm learning how to be a better friend. Because it's really not easy when you deal with a lot of personalities. For real. What?
Well, see, I don't deal with that many personalities. Disconnected. I think that. Did we talk about it?
It's kind of the same, like disconnecting.
You can be disconnected from family. You can be disconnected from
jobs,
friends,
careers,
jobs, all of that. And speak your mind, because disconnection is always going to lead to a bigger problem at the end of the day.
When I'm disconnected, I don't like it. Like, I like to be connected. So I have 2 baby sisters, Nene and Fat. And so with them, I try to include the importance of communicating with one another, talking about, you know, how they're feeling, emotions, because most people don't feel comfortable sharing those type of things. So as a bigger sister, I like to try to have a mindset of, you know, making sure that they're straight and that they understand at the end of the day, if there's anything they need, if there's anything they're feeling, that they come talk to me, because I'd rather them talk to me than talk to somebody who don't care about them and, you know, lead them in the wrong direction. So I just want to say, with this connection, it could be anything, but, you know, for me, family, I'm going to make sure we're connected at the end of the day, because those are the people that I live for and that I'm going to die for. So...
Period.
Inspiration.
You want to go?
You can go.
My inspiration talk is going to be a little bit more broader. Dating back to like Lena Horne and Dorothy D. You know who I'm talking about? Dorothy Dandridge.
That sounds familiar.
Kayla.
I think I know. I don't want to say that and not sure if I look her up. Oh, yes, I do.
Okay. Along with Lena Horne, Selena, Beyonce, Donna Summers, my mom, them being so young and so hungry and going after what they want. And so I just really look to those women, all the women that I've named before, as inspiration, because it's just like they were determined to be somebody, even though it's in something that I'm not pursuing as far as music or whatever, but I really idolize all of them for having that ambition and making it as far as they did. On Instagram, like, I follow a lot of business owners and stuff like that, because that motivates me. And so I follow them and get inspiration, and I never get jealous of when I see somebody like really just becoming so successful, or if I see them doing their own thing, because at the end of the day, I wasn't born to be a jealous person, and I want to see everybody win at the end of the day.
So my inspiration would be my mom and Monica. And to be specific, I'm going to speak on Monica. As a child, I just always loved her music, and I just always felt that she always gave real vibes. She's spiritual. She puts her family first, and, you know, pretty much her motive aligns with mine. And because I'm so young, and because she's, I won't say old, because you ain't old unless you living. So because she's in age, I felt like the life choices she have made, she didn't make them on her own, but she made them for her family. And I feel like I do the same thing. And then she's positive. You know, she's always trying to, well, she don't try, she do speak highly of other people, even when people dislike her. You know, she handled it well. And sometimes in life, when I go through things, I try to handle it in ways that, you know, I'm not being selfish, but I'm also, you know, looking out for me and the other person, even if they hurted me. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Monica. That's my girl.
I feel like I named a billion people. Alright guys, so that is it for this video. It was a pleasure having you here.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I'm glad that I was able to finally bring her onto my YouTube channel. Hopefully she makes her own and then I can start on hers, okay? But but thank you guys for watching this video. Please go ahead and like and subscribe. Good night.